final session today um, under the Tcash so-called platform. Remember, we said that digital biashara is the future of biashara, and this is where we get to learn and interact with each other on how to navigate and unpack the goodness that comes with the Tcash so-called platform. Our session today and right now will be on getting paid. Getting paid. Of course, now we are getting into the sensitive matters of biashara because, of course, getting paid is one of the most sensitive things in any business. Yani, kupokea pesa yako. Once you have sold something, where does your money go? How can you track your money? And again, we'll also get to learn about how do you see your balance? Uko na pesa ngapi? Like, what is the balance in your Tcash wallet? Then how do you get to see that? And finally, how do you activate your Tcash wallet and access your funds? Because now, without activating your Tcash wallet, of course, you cannot access your funds. How do you activate it? How do you do something we refer to as KYC? Know your customer. Remember, this session is coming after our first two sessions. The first one was on Fix Your Shop. If you're not on that one, you need to watch that one because you need to learn how to fix your shop to reflect what is online must be what is exactly in the physical shop. And again, secondly, we did how to make your first sale. So we saw how you're able to make your first sale. And now we're going to see on how you get paid, where your money goes, and how you can get to do something that we refer to as KYC. So, of course, as you can see, I'm sharing my app. Um, the Elimu Hub Academy is what I'm sharing now. It's a business profile. Of course, there is the personal, the business, the Dell. I'm the owner of the Elimu Hub Academy. And of course, after that, you can see I have the Tcash balance there that is 146. I have 3 lottery tickets because of the transactions that I've made with the app. Remember, we're running a lottery. And how do you win in the lottery ticket? You need to be the top consumer of the Tcash product. So that would mean you're making so many sales. If you're having so many customers, then that will be good for you. And of course, as we looked at it the other time, today's performance, you can see I've made some sales today, although cash sales. And for 4 transactions today, 0 orders, 0 customers, because these have been cash transactions. And of course, upcoming bookings are also 0. So my interest now would be, we go to the buttons down there. The first one is home. The next one is orders. The other one is sell. The other one is the wallet. The fourth one is the fourth one, sorry. The fourth one is the wallet. The fifth one is the business. Of interest to me is the wallet because that is where your money goes. Wallet. So when you tap on the wallet, uh, this blue screen will appear. Of course, there is the first icon there. Um, it is just telling us that if your Tcash wallet is connected to Tcash protocol, your balance shows at the top. So you do not have, if you don't have a Tcash wallet, click to get a Tcash to get one. What does that mean? Kama hauna hiyo Tcash wallet, you need to click. There will be an option there for you to click to get one. Why do you need a Tcash wallet? You need a Tcash wallet because this is like a bank. Of course, kila msee anajua how a bank will operate. It's where you just take your money. And your money is stored via a certain account. So kama hujafungua Tcash wallet, then hautaweza kureceive dough. But how do you do it? It's very simple. You just need to complete something we refer to as KYC. We are going to go about how to do that in just a moment. After that, then there is this other icon that shows you your sales insight. That is the second icon at the top towards your right. It shows you the sales insight, the sales overview, how many transactions you have, what is your best performing day, and so on and so forth. So when you click on that, you can be able to see that the revenue today has been 280 in total shell. I've had 4 transactions, and the average transaction is 70 shillings. So the average transaction would be they do all the transactions you've had, and then the amount for all the transactions you have done, and then they divide by the number of transactions you did to get the average. And of course, the best performing day is Tuesday. Why is this important? This is very important because you're able to learn and understand when will I need that extra person to help me do my sales. Many businesses suffer in one way or another because sometimes you end up giving your employees off when they are not supposed to get the off during your peak days. So that means the people who are left at work suffer a lot because they have to deal with so much in the course of that day, as compared to as if you had known your best performing day, because of course you'd ensure that during your best performing day, all the people are there to help serve the customers. Because remember, in Biashara, customer service is key. Customer service is key. The kind of services you give your customers definitely dictate whether they are going to come back or refer other customers to your business. And of course, the busiest time period, you can also get to know the busiest time period. So this will help you make judgments on uh, when to have many employees at work, and so on and so forth. And then the sales trend, you can be able to see the sales trend, and therefore you can be able to tell during which month are you selling more, and that is it on the sales overview. Online orders, we're going to learn that later on how the online orders would appear. They would just appear here. You just get to know how many orders are pending, how many have been delivered, how many have been placed online, how many have been placed in store. Of course, that is subject to discussion another day. But not going far away from the dollar sign that is at the top, I want us to tap it on. So cash payments. So platform fees balances for cash sales. So of course, I did point out during our last session, our previous session, that there is a platform fee for every cash transaction you make. The platform fee we said is 1 bob for transactions below 100 shillings and 1% for transactions above 100 shillings. So then, for the dollar sign there, it's just I need to settle before I reach -50. What does that mean? That right now, the platform service fee balance that I have of the 50 shillings that I was given for free by the T-Cash is 38. So I need to top it up before I get to -50. So that will mean I have an advantage. I can use up to 100 shillings on cash transactions without topping it up. And then, of course, you can just top it up here. For instance, I can top up with 10 and then press on top up. You're about to top up 10 to your cash fee balance, and then, of course, top up. And of course, processing payment, and this payment is going to be made to the T-Cash, and this will be deducted from my T-Cash wallet. So when I press the dollar sign again, of course, you can see that now this has changed from 38 to 48. So that is where you keep on topping up every time your balance is getting closer to -50. Allow me now to discuss the kind of payments that we have made today. Of course, you can be able to track and see that the T-Cash balance here is 146. So that is the amount of money that I have on my T-Cash wallet. The pay later, there is no pay later activity yet. What is pay later? Ni wakati msee anakuja kwa shop yako, hana do, but ni trusted customer. So sometimes we give them credit. So when we give them credit, huwa tunachukua book, tunaandika like huyu ni client anaitwa Amos, amechukua product ya 500 na hana pesa for now. So the pay later here works in the same way. It's a coming soon feature that will enable customers or to pay later for the services they get from our businesses or for the goods they buy from our businesses. So mtu anaweza kuja na achukue kitu on credit, but wakati ata load pesa kwa account yake aweze kukulipa. So it is just working in the same way. Remember, kama mtu atakuwa na credit kwa shop yako, amechukua something on credit kwa shop yako, itabidi amerudi so that they can pay and you clear their name from the black book that most shops have. But this time around, you don't need that black book. It is not required. Why? Because you have a way of tracking the pay later using the Tcash platform. I knew kweli, this is digital biashara. So after that, you have the cash payments that have been made, one for 200, another one for 20, another one for 50. You can view all. If you go to view all, you'll see all the transactions I've made on my Tcash shop. Cash payments have been many of them, but of course, I want you to go with me to the last two transactions. There is one that is written Davin, and there is another one that is a cash payment. So the one that is written Davin is a transaction from a person who paid using the Tcash app. So for this customer, I even have their name. So you can see I have Davin's name there appearing, the amount of money that they got from me, the amount of money that they paid to my shop, and I can view the receipts. Although these are transactions that was made on the 19th, and today is on, of course, 24th. I can view the receipt for the items that they bought, and it was an adult literacy class per hour. That is done. So you can see the customer's name is appearing there. So you get to even know your customers in person by them, as long as they keep on paying you with the Tcash wallet. I would encourage you to encourage them to pay with the Tcash wallet if they have it. Why? Because they'll be building their credit profile. You'll be able to know that this person is credit worthy depending on the number of transactions they have made with the Tcash and on the Tcash platform. And this will enable you as a biashara person to know that huyu msee inaweza mpea kitu on credit na ataweza kulipa, instead of having to give credit to people who maybe are not credit worthy. Good. So once you're paid, your money is appearing there. Where does this balance go? If you go to home, you see, and after the Remo Academy, you can see that I have my Tcash balance, which is 146. So this is the same balance that is on my wallet. So when I switch to my wallet, the balance is 136. Yeah, because we paid some 10 shillings fee for the transactions that we are making on cash basis. So if I switch back to home, I need to just refresh this. It should change. Yeah, changes to 136. That is my Tcash balance. That's the amount I have on my Tcash wallet. If I switch to personal, then you'd see that my personal Tcash balance is 136. So on the business side, on the personal side, there is synchronization. So that means that the amount of money you have on the personal side is going to be the same amount that you have on the business side. And you can be able to view these balances in real time after every single transaction. But for this to be done, or for you to do this, there is something that is very, very important that we refer to as KYC. In full, that would mean know your customer. Yaani inamaanisha jua customer wako ni nani. It is a statutory requirement by the government to protect people against fraud. Many other times, msee amekoniwa do because of such online platforms where people are just told to pay without even having the owner signing in. So how do your customer? They also don't know you. In this platform, there is this statutory requirement that you're supposed to fulfill for you to be able to access your balance, the amount of money that you have in the Tcash platform. Look at it this way. You don't just go to the bank and start depositing money out of nowhere. You need to have a bank account. Doing your KYC is like opening your Tcash bank account. Your Tcash wallet is like your bank account. So it's like just opening your Tcash bank account. How do you do it? Under the personal, you can see there is an icon that has my picture. That is the one that you tap. If you tap on that icon, then it brings my full name, Amos Madhu, personal profile. There is the switch to business. There is the code there. That is a code that you're given once you have um, signed in and done your KYC. So you're given that unique code. It's a unique phone number for your Tcash wallet, just specifically for your Tcash wallet. So that number is like your account number ya bank yako ya Tcash yenye itakuwa inapokea pesa yako. Then there is the KYC. So the KYC, if you have not done, that is where you just tap. You can see mine, the KYC is accepted. And I'm being told, thank you for your submission. Your KYC identity verification is now complete and accepted. And of course, this is now done. How do you do your KYC? You just need two things: your face and your ID. That is all that is needed. What you need to do, you just need to scan your face. So when you're doing your KYC for the first time, you need to ensure that you're in a place where there is sufficient lighting so that you can be able to scan your face using the front camera of your phone. And after you've scanned your face, the app will just give you direction, tell you face up, face down, face this side, face the other side. They're able to capture your face. Once they capture your face, you also need to upload the front side and the back side of your ID. So how do you do that? You just need to have your ID on a certain background, and then you just take pictures of the front side and the back side and upload these pictures to complete your KYC. So your KYC will only be completed if your face the face that you scanned matches the ID that you're using. So what does that mean? That a person cannot use your ID to go and scam people, because now they have to scan their face. So if you don't scan your face, then your face will not match the face that is on your ID, your national ID. And that would mean that the KYC will not go through. That means that people cannot con you. Something else, very interesting. I know many people have had worries with doing KYC because of where is my data stored. Remember, we are dealing with a renowned company, Telkom Kenya Limited. As you're dealing with Telkom Kenya Limited, your data is secure. Nobody is going to access that data. The only reason as to why we are taking this data is to protect both you and your clients or your customers against fraud. So doing your KYC is as simple as that. It is just as simple as opening your bank account. So then, Amos, somebody is asking maybe, Amos, why should I do the KYC? What is the importance of this? Besides the KYC, you can see something we're referring to as the credit score. So you're doing the KYC, and the importance of this is building a credit score. So the credit score is something that is onboarding the app very soon. People are going to be accessing credit through the app from the banks to sustain their businesses because, of course, many other times we suffer as business people. Why? You need to maybe add additional items, you need to change location, but you don't have the money. So you can access credit based on your credit score, credit worthiness. A bank will look at your credit score. What is your credit score before we give you this money? Maybe you need 1 million from the bank to expand your business. The bank has the money, but you must have a worthy credit score. So if you tap on the credit score, you're going to see that we have various levels of credit. Of course, the first one would be the new, the low, the fair, the good, the great, and the elite. For you to achieve the elite status, you need to be a person who is using the app on a day-to-day basis for every transaction. So there, you build what we refer to as customer confidence with the app, and the app will be able to give you a good credit rating that you can use to access credit facilities in both the banks and from other shops. Say, for instance, you have a supplier who can give you goods on credit, and they can only do so if you're credit worthy. So how will they verify that you're credit worthy? I, I for instance, go getting products from my suppliers sometimes in Nairobi, and every time I go to Nairobi to take some items on some items for my shop, the question I've always been asking myself: how can I make sure that I reduce the amount of journeys that I have to make to Nairobi to get my my products, to get products for my business? The only way is to build a customer relationship that would help me be credit worthy to the person who is supplying the goods to me, so that they can start supplying the goods to me on credit, so that when I just go, I come with so many items and then I pay later. So this credit score that you build after doing your KYC is going to be very important in helping you access goods on credit and access, of course, the bank loans to expand your business. Yes. So what have we learned? I just want to highlight a few things on what we have learned. One of them is how to get paid. When you get paid, where does your money go? How do you access your balances? How do you know that I have this money here, I have this other money here? How do you get to know how um, how much was paid in cash? Said that the only thing you need to do, you just need to come to the wallet. The wallet will show you the T-cash balance, but at the same time will show you will show you the kind of transactions that have been made. If I come to my personal wallet, something very interesting that I would want us to go to. I don't want to switch. I just want to remain on my personal profile. If I come to my personal profile, my wallet on the personal profile, you will see that the same features are also there. But something that is very important here is that there is the T-cash balance that is there. There is the pay later activities. So I don't have a pay later activity. That would mean I've not picked anything from anybody on credit. If I had picked something on credit, then it would appear here on pay later. And of course, you can see there is a transaction that was made to my personal Tcash wallet. So if I continue to view it, you'll see that this was a payment that was made by a shop that is referred to as Best Shoes Limited. This is a shop that I sold a shoe for, and they were giving me a commission for doing the same. So the commission that was paid to me via the Tcash, and that is a commission of 50 shillings that was received. So you can also be able to see if you perhaps working with other suppliers, or you are advertising some other items and for other shops, and they get paid, they can pay you your commissions via the T-Cash. Maybe you're working in a shop as an employee. Your employer can also pay you via the T-Cash, and you will be able to see your balances in real time. So they can pay you via the T-Cash, you'll see them, and you'll also get to see some of the transactions that have been made. Yes, so that would mean we have learned how to access your money, how to get paid, where is this money, how do I track where this money goes, how do I track my balances. If we go to Aura Baby, for example, have we sold anything today? You can be able to track that. Under today's performance, you can see we made a sale of 50 shillings. We made it together on this platform. And again, the transaction is just a single transaction. And of course, this information is very, very important and very, very critical to your biashara. Apart from learning where your money goes and where your wallet is and what the figures in your wallet are about, we have also went ahead and had a discussion about your personal profile and doing your KYC, know your customer. We said that you just switch to the personal bit. After you are in the personal bit, you tap on the icon at the top that has the picture of myself. Once you tap on that, then the KYC will just appear there. And you can see mine is completed. So I'm giving you a task today. Ensure that you complete your KYC. What is the importance of it? You get paid securely, your money becomes more secure, and your customers become more secure. What do you need to complete your KYC? You just need your face to scan your face, and at the same time, you also need to have your ID. Remember, I said that even if a person is to have a picture of yourself and your ID, they cannot open a Tcash account. Why? Because they need to scan the physical face. Remember, the app is AI integrated, and AI is helping us to ensure that we are verifying the actual individual or the actual owners of the ID, so that we are not at any point having challenges with theft, with the issues of theft and cybersecurity in the app. So that is why we are completing the know your customer. And once you have done that, we will meet again in our next session on how to sell faster when it is busy. Of course, will be an interesting one. See you in that session. Have a great day. If you have any question, kindly keep them coming. How are you going to do so? You have an option of uh, putting your question out there in the chat section. I'll be responding to them promptly as soon as I get them. Until then, have yourselves a nice time. See you in the next one on how to make your sales when it is busy. But ensure you complete your KYC. If mine is complete, yours should also be complete. And finally, as I always say it, digital biashara ni future ya biashara.